I'm back. Fog's slowly lifting. Wasn't as bad as, it's only about 7:30, 8, so yeah, fog's nowhere near as bad as yesterday. Just running these other ewes in to have a draft up, so agent will be shortly. Again, we're just going to take the older ewes out and sell them. Yeah, so talking to the shearing contractor last night, so we booked in shearing for a couple of weeks. Come here, dogs. Yeah, so dogs are keen as usual. Look out, we're all off. But no, we'll run these guys and girls down to the yards and then yeah, have a look and see what we got. Come on. So we've ended up with, I think 169 of the older ones that'll go. So yeah, there's about, that'll make 320. So yeah, that's sort of 4 decks, roughly. Yeah, so then again, once we bring the ewes and lambs back over from the other farm, there'll be another probably, I reckon 100, maybe 150 in there to go as well. So yeah, so we'll just keep them separate till Sunday now. Yeah, but we'll let these other ones out, and then yeah, got a little doggo I've got to take to the vets. So yeah, I'll slip into town and get her checked out. So back from the vets, little dog's got some antibiotics to fix her ailments. So that's all right though. She'll be all right. Sort of call in and see how the ewes and lambs are going on the grazing crops. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. Won't be long. It'll be actually good to get a draft out of the lambs to go to market. So we did put some lick blocks. The boys put some lick blocks out the other day. Just the cereals are naturally low in calcium, so we just put them out just to help. So the setup we got is tank and trough, and we've got a few escapees, but they'll be right. They're not going to starve. So yeah, that's still pretty full, so they'll be right with it for a while. But probably we're getting towards the end of the week anyway, so we'll leave them here till next week. And then would actually be good to draft the lambs off, using lamb, or draft the lambs off the ewes, but we're nearly going to have to take them home to do that. We're not going to be able to handle them here, so we just don't have a set of yards here. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have a look. We might be able to rig something up, but it'll take a fair bit of rooting around, I think. So it'll just be easier to take them home, but we still don't have heaps of feed at home yet, so I'm just a bit conscious that yeah, having them all at home for too long. But look, there's some lambs there that would be good enough to go. Just looking at them, the job's pretty good at the moment. It's up around that $8, so yeah, like a 22 kilo dressed lambs, you know, 160 odd bucks. So there's not too much wrong with that this time of year. So there's a lamb sort of just here at the front. I don't know where the camera picks it up. Yeah, he's good shape about him. So anyway, we'll just see. Yeah, see how it pans out. But they're going to, you know, while the weather's like it is, they're going to keep ticking along all right anyway. So this stuff, it's only had 100 kilos of urea, and it hasn't had any chemical on it yet. So yeah, I just wanted to, this is the block where we might potentially sow the corn, but I'll just see how it had a lot of wild oats, and you can see the tall ones sticking up are the wild oats. So I'm just they sort of obviously started here and they worked their way that way, so there's still quite a bit of feed down that far end. So hopefully we can get them to graze it. I haven't got any more to put in here. Like there's 20, I don't know what they'd be, 2,000, probably a bit better, 2,200 sheep in here on 20 hectares. So yeah, we're sort of, I could put more in here if I had them, but I haven't got any more. So yeah, anyway, we'll go back. Brendan's just pushing up a bit of old hay here, but I'll go back. And yeah, we might try, now the sun shines, a bit of breeze, we might have a crack at this, burning this rice stubble this afternoon and starting to get things underway there. Just back at the workshop, and when I went to town, we had a bit of a delivery, or picked up a parcel. So we've been chasing this for about 3 years. So what it is, it's actually a small seeds box to go on the front of the air cart. So the plan is we'll mount it up here in the middle, and then when we're selling canola or lucerne or, you know, any small seed as such, or what we consider a small seed, yeah, we've got a bit better control. Although the metering on here works really well, we just find with the big bin, we do lose a bit of seed. There's a bit of a vacuum issue, and it's possibly, you know, because we've built this, it's possibly the way we've set it up. But what happens is when we turn the fan off, we get a vacuum and it draws the seed through the machine and obviously out on the ground. So when canola seed's so expensive, you know, the Roundup Ready seeds, it's, you're talking $1,000 a bag for a 20 kilo bag. Yeah, you don't really want to be wasting it. So we've been dealing with this mob for a while, trying to get this. I think they're just so busy. Yeah, just a company in Ballarat. So have finally got our hands on it. So whether we set it up now while we're playing around with the air cart, we'll just see. Obviously, we're not going to use it until winter cropping. Yeah, but it just gives us capacity to be a bit more accurate, and it also means we can now put urea down, band urea at sowing time with canola, which quite often it works well. So we could put 100 kilos of urea when we're sowing our canola. So yeah, so we can mix and match, gives us a few more options. So anyway, we'll get the plastic of it at some stage and have a look at it, but it's not high on the priority list. But even if we could get the bin mounted while we were going, while we got it in here mucking around with it, that'd be good. Quite warm again now, so I'm going to get organised, and yeah, we'll try and get we'll try and get all this rice stubble burnt out of the road so we can start and do something with it. And I'll just see what the corn stubble's like. The corn stubble probably needs a bit of wind up behind it. But yeah, we'll just see how the rice stubble goes for starters. Right, we're just down here. We'll have a crack at this rice stubble. Again, if you didn't see the video on this is our whiz-bang fire lighter that we've been sent. It's called the Too Easy Fire Stick if you want to Google them. So I've just got a remote control here, and I can direct the fire out each side of the buggy, and then it's also got an actuator. I can tip it up and down. So yeah, we'll get cracking here. There's not a lot of breeze, which is not ideal, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Hasn't burnt too bad, just sort of where we'd been getting bogged with the headers, a bit messy, which I knew it was going to be. Sort of burnt right to the base of the crown of the plant. So yeah, if we get rain on the weekend, it'll wash all this sort of charpy stuff down, and hopefully won't have a lot left. So, and then yeah, it'll just be a case of working it up and seeing what it comes up like. So we'll have to work it a few times, I think, to get it into shape. I was thinking about even ripping it, deep ripping it, getting hold of a deep ripper and try and get a bit of air back in the soil after having the, rice on it and been submerged in water for summer. So anyway, see how that one plays out, but see what rain we get to. It might, we might not even get this in if it comes in and rains full spring, which a bit of a double-edged sword because it'd be good if it would. So anyway, this is the first sort of block done. We'll see how the second one comes up. Come down, have a go at the corn stubble, and it's actually going pretty well too. So yeah, I'm going to keep going here. I'm just going to run up and down, sort of creating its own wind. So I'm going to just run down the high side of each bay, and yeah, hopefully it'll run across all right. The first couple of bays were a bit green, a bit of green stuff coming in it, but I think there'll be enough trash on the ground to get it to burn. So yeah. Might as well take the advantage while we can. Alright, it's all about done. It has been pretty well considering. Yeah, 95% of it would be pretty good. So there's a few bits and pieces still, but generally it's pretty good. Where we ran into a bit of trouble, I probably should have sprayed it beforehand. I didn't realise it was as it come as green as what it had. So look, if we get a bit of rain in the next day or two, which they're talking, we'll might try and get a knockdown. I'll give it a week or 10 days and let a bit of rubbish come again and hit it with a knockdown. It is pretty rough in spots. You can see it in the camera there. So we need to probably level it off again. Whether we try and get hold of a deep ripper and rip it, maybe. But it probably wants a grader board or something putting across it. There are a few bog holes down the bottom end here. But yeah, look at what probably, yeah, I don't know. We'll have a bit of a think, see what the weather does too. Whether the speed tiller and then just a grader board maybe might even, or yeah, whether we come in with the heavy disc or something, because we do have, we've got a bit of a clump of stuff there. I'm not too sure what that's from, whether that's from planting or the mulcher dragging stuff around, but yeah, so it is. It's not going to probably water all that well. We wouldn't just turn it and go straight back into it anyway. We will cultivate it and do something with it. But yeah, get these weeds tidied up in time, and then yeah, just see what the weather does. There's plenty of moisture under it, so that's not going to be an issue. That was probably a bit of, like, with burning it, it'll let it help dry it out a little bit, because it is pretty tacky underneath. So yeah, anyway. No, but an afternoon of burning, it's not something we do this time of year, but anyway, again, this gizmo's worked pretty well, or worked very well. I think I put 60 litres of fuel through it nearly, so yeah, if you're doing a lot of burning, I highly recommend getting hold of one. So. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.